For my clinical placement, I'm at Colleen Hughes Elementary School, which is here in Normal, and I'm in a kindergarten classroom. My CT has a mix of authoritarian and authoritative approaches in her classroom. When she does a mini lesson, she's very clear about instructions, and she does a thumbs up system to check if they understand the directions. But she also has them repeat instructions if she thinks that a student really hasn't been paying attention, which I think is really good because it's important to know, especially with the young ones, that they've been listening and they know what's happening next, which I think is more her authoritative side. She also does a lot of giving students looks during a mini lesson, so as to say something like, "You should be paying attention right now," and I like that she does the little looks. Sometimes they work with some of the students, sometimes they don't, but I still think it's a good practice. When students are misbehaving or not focusing during independent work time, she'll try and say something to redirect them, but there are usually the same students that are in this situation, and those students really try and challenge her often, and she will not stand for that. She will kind of sets the law that I'm the boss here, you don't really try and challenge me, you have to listen to me, which is where she really gets more authoritarian. I've seen firsthand these students, and I understand they're hard to deal with sometimes, but I definitely think she should try to get to the root of the problem with some of these students more so that she really understands why maybe they're not focusing, if something's going on at home or something like that. But she does call students out a lot, which I really don't like because it's in front of the whole classroom and, everyone looks up from their stuff, and I just think that it's really singling out those students and kind of embarrassing them a lot throughout the day. She also has a check system, which is actually a school-wide thing. I don't know too much about the check system, but I do know that if somebody is misbehaving a lot during the day, or if someone does something that's really unacceptable that they know they shouldn't be doing ever in school or in the classroom, our teacher will say that's a check. In front of the whole classroom she'll say that, and then she'll put on the check board. However, none of the students don't really see the checkboard or where they get their checks, which I like because I've learned in a lot of classrooms that it's not good to have something up where students can see all how the rest of their peers are doing in the classroom, how they're behaving that day, because it has a lot more negative effects than it does positive, so I appreciate that she does that. I just don't like that she's still calling students out in front of their peers, because once again, it's embarrassing for them. I do like she does every single day, and there's an aide in our classroom. She's not a teacher's aide, but she kind of acts as one. They decide one student who has been acting extraordinarily well that day, and they will give them a little card. I think it says something like, "Thanks for your great work or hard work today," and it kind of just it's calling them out and saying, "I'm really proud of how you behaved today, and you did a great job. I'm so proud of you." And she does that in front of the whole class too. I don't mind that she does this in front of the whole class because it is praised. But I think that that really helps the students to boost their morale and be proud of themselves, be happy with themselves. I think that, again, my teacher has a mix of authoritarian and authoritative approaches because she's often scolding students in front of the whole class, which would be authoritarian, but then she's also very clear about her expectations. She uses a lot of attention grabbers, which really work very well with the students because they love them. But I think also that the theory she would most align with would probably be operant conditioning because of her scolding, and she does do praising. Sometimes I think that she definitely needs to do more praising in her classroom, however. After observing my CT's classroom management approaches, it definitely helps me to figure out what works and doesn't work with young children. For example, I know I would want to have a more authoritative approach with my future classroom and future students, but I do like how she recognizes certain students each day, and I like that she's clear about expectations for just rules and day-to-day happenings. Yeah.